Hi, everyone. Welcome to my live stream here. We will be discussing the topic about how we can be a better financial consumer, consumer of goods and services. Um, I'm probably just going to ad lib here for a little bit just to make sure that I am live, because sometimes you never know. If you do have any questions, feel free to put them down in the comments. I'll try and get to them. Even if when you watch this video and it's not live, still feel free to comment down below and I will get to them. Okay. Looks good. Looks good. So the topic for this week. Oopsies. Sorry about that. Sometimes I like to listen to myself talk. So the topic for this week is being a smart financial consumer. As it is Financial Literacy Month here in Canada, they like to highlight different aspects. Last week, we talked about setting financial goals with Adriana Torres from Torres Financial Services. And the week before that was about creating a budget and the importance of having a budget in your life. You can look back at those videos. They're in our feed if you want. And feel free to ask questions about those topics as well. So for today, talking about being a smart financial consumer, normally what we think of when we think of being a financial consumer is buying goods and services either from like Walmart, Target, may it rest in peace, or from accountants, lawyers, things like that. But we also need to watch out how we are not spending our money, making sure that we are investing and saving our money in correct ways. You can always shove your money under your bed and hope for the best, or you can invest it and know that it is secure and growing for you in the future. So, the first thing I'd like to touch upon is keeping yourself organized when it comes to your finances, because you can't spend your money wisely if you don't know where your money is going or you don't know how much money you have. So bringing back to the previous topic of having a budget, knowing just knowing where your money is, even if it's just sitting still somewhere like your checking account or under your bed, it is good to know where it is and how much there is. And also being able to track where it's going, even if you think that, oh, I only spend $5 on Starbucks, it's still good to know those things. So being able to look, you have to be able to look for saving opportunities. As previously said, your $5 at Starbucks every day. Maybe you can cut down from your grande coffee and make it into a smaller coffee. Saving even just that $2 there is helpful. Also, we've all heard that adage of, cooking from home will help you save money from going out to eating at McDonald's or going out to a fancy restaurant. I've noticed on Facebook, I'm a video watcher on Facebook. I go into the video section and I like watching the little cooking things, the quick 5-minute cooking things that you can do to keep to have healthy meals as well. You just go to the store, buy some fresh fruits, vegetables, some pastas. It will save you in the long run. And also looking for those discount opportunities. Grocery stores usually have times of years or times in the week where things will be on discount, and also buying those discount things in bulk. Maybe you can save on your pastas if you buy 3 packs of pastas when it's on sale, then that 1 pack of pasta when you're craving it at that time, because it might not be on sale when you're craving it. Um, and things like that. Buying those non-perishable foods in bulk will help you in the long run. Another thing that can help us manage our money and know that we're using it wisely is having our bills set to automatic. Um, if we know that something's going to be coming out of our checking or going through our credit card on the first or 15th day of the month, we're able to have that consistency, knowing that flow, as well as keeping track of if that amount changes each month. Because maybe you have a Netflix. Netflix likes to change their prices every now and then. Sometimes it'll sneak upon you. But if you have another subscription type service that you are a part of, keeping an eye on that, knowing that if it does change, seeing why it changed, and maybe you can call up that service and be like, "Hey, this price changed. Why is it? Is there any specials or deals that I can use to save some money?" To always keeping an eye out on those recurring payments. Um, yeah. Also, we should avoid impulse buying. I do impulse buy, I must confess. Sometimes you just either get in that mood. I have recognized those moods or those days where I just, feel like blah, and I just feel like getting something that will hopefully make me feel better. Everybody goes through that. Um, but you should take a moment before you click buy on that Amazon purchase, take a moment, walk away from your computer or from your phone, wherever you're buying it from. Um, Take a few hours, take a day, sleep on it, and think, do I really need whatever this product is? Am I just getting it to make myself feel better in the moment? Or is it actually something that will benefit me, my life, my family in the long run? And then if it does, you can purchase it, or maybe you can save up to purchase it in the future. Um, my rule of thumb is if you're living without it now, you can live without it for another few days. Obviously, food's a little bit different, but most things, you know, if you're not using it now, you probably won't use it in the future. So step back, think about it, see if that is a good investment for your life. Everything that you buy is an investment that you choose to make, even if it's just buying um, the new smartphone or buying the new Apple Watch. It's an investment in your life because it's much harder to return some products and services. Also, avoiding the buy now and pay later offers that are out there. We see them a lot on the internet, and lots of stores love doing them. For example, furniture stores, where they say, buy this couch, this amazing new couch, and pay for it in 6 months. Maybe you are financially well right now and you're like, okay, yeah, I can totally afford this, and I can put off paying it later. But potentially 6 months in the future, you might not be financially doing well. So avoiding those altogether will help mitigate that potential. You won't suddenly 6 months later have this ginormous bill that you completely forgot about it, because we don't remember what we buy a week after we buy it. So trying to minimize those potential expenses that will creep up on you later on. Try and make sure you stay away from the buy now, pay laters. Even if it seems like a good offer, if you are going to go after something like that, put that in your budget. Make sure you set a notification on your phone for when that due date comes. You have your alarm on your phone will pop up a week before, a month before, saying like, oh, hey, remember this? You're going to have to be paying for this next month, next week. So make sure you have money there. As previously said, look for coupons, look for discounts in stores. One way that I look for or keep track of my coupons, we all know we get those email ads from places like Joann's, Michael's, Shoppers. Being able to filter those all into a specific email address. I have one specific email address for all of my advertisements. It's my advertisements email, where I know like if I'm going to go somewhere, I can just go straight to that email, see if there's a coupon or a discount for the week, or maybe they're going to be running a discount, because sometimes they will give you a heads up if they'll be running discounts in the future. You're able to plan those outings and those other purchases. But also be aware of discounts that have the fine print in them. I've been hit with those a few times when shopping for craft things, where the discount says, 50% off everything in the store. And then the fine print says, as long as it's not already discounted. And the store, half the things are discounted already. So it really doesn't help at all, because you can't put a discount on a discount there. So I kind of got bit in the leg right there for that one. But you know what? I learned. You live and you learn. Another thing to keep in mind is also shopping around. There are multiple stores. We do not live in the land that is run by Walmart. We live in an economy where there are multiple services, multiple stores that we are able to buy from. We should look around, see if something could be cheaper at another location. We all like those name brand products. My favorite is, so I have a cereal that I love. It is escaping me right now. I don't know why, but it's like those, has that tiger on it, I think. I can't remember what it is. My mother knows what it is. Anyways, I have a name brand cereal that I love and that I'm very dedicated towards. But since it is name brand, it is a bit more expensive. Whereas I could go and get those, what I call brand X products. They're usually much cheaper. They will save you lots of money if you buy them. That's just on the product side. If you're looking for like say insurance policy, life insurance, car insurance, house insurance, definitely shop around. We have the internet nowadays. So we can Google everything we want. Looking around for different policies that would benefit us, and making sure that we're not overpaying for what we need. Making sure that we also get the right amount of service that we need for what we're paying for. We don't want to overpay. We don't want to underpay. And talking to a person, like a physical being, usually helps us when it comes to finding those policies and those services. Because when you talk to a human being, usually you get that emotional aspect of when you buy something. They understand the process that you're going through. Maybe they've been through the process themselves, and they'll be able to help you out with that. yeah, talk to a person. There's multiple people out there. There's financial advisors. There's accountants. There's mortgage brokers and things like that that'll be able to help you out when it comes to those big purchases that you need to make in your life. And also researching what you are going to buy. Um, when it comes to like those big purchases, for example, if you're planning on like buying a car, buying a house, researching, seeing which brand or which products will give you the most benefit for what you need. Because some people might not need as big of a vehicle or as big of a house as another person might need. So knowing what your limit is and what you actually want and what you actually need in your life. Also, we should avoid scams. There's lots of scams online and through the mail, on the phone. We all love those phone calls from a private number that is asking you for your credit card information. Do not answer those um, because they take your personal information. They can damage your credit report. They can damage any any of your personal information that you have. Um, being a consumer is not just buying the things, but it's also your information that you're giving out. Because when you get something, you have to give something. And normally you're giving away your information when you buy something. So keeping an eye out for scams, making sure that you are protected when you do those searches online, having some sort of security on your computer or your phone, and making sure that everything jives when you do click on a link to purchase something, making sure it's from a trusted vendor and things like that. When it comes to your debt, so everybody has to go in debt eventually in their life, either for education, for home, for a car, for a business. Debt is a major thing that people have in their lives. I advise going to, if you're wanting to decrease your debt and you don't know where to start, go to a specialist, so a debt consolidator or a financial advisor, and potentially a tax preparer if you're wanting to figure out how it affects your taxes. Going to someone who is knowledgeable about those things so as you don't have, because if you go it alone, you might not figure out or find those the best practices on how to decrease those debts. Yes. Another thing I'd like to talk about is having a credit card. Everybody loves a credit card. There are pros and cons to having a credit card. Having a credit card that benefits you, whatever. There's those credit cards that work with you get points for every purchases that you have, or you get a dollar amount. Do whatever works best for you. But also if you do use your credit card, making sure you have the money set aside, or you know that you're going to be able to pay off that credit amount sooner rather than later. In my own personal family, I always like to make sure that if we ever use the credit card, paying the entire thing off every single month or every other week. I try for every other week because that's when we get our paycheck. If I'm able to pay off the whole credit card with that paycheck, it's great. It's hunky dory. But if not, I'm like, okay, well, I need to tighten our belts for this next week. That way I can for sure pay off the credit card by the end of the month. because we don't want to have a bad credit history, because in the future, we do buy a house, buy a car, things like that. They will look at that credit history. And if you have a bad one, you will not be able to get loans for those purchases. Also, in the same boat as debts and credits would be knowing your mortgage. I have lots of friends in the mortgage area, house mortgage sphere, I guess. But talking to a person, going with, so talking to a person and figuring out what is the best plan for you and for your family. There's lots of calculations, formulas, black magic is what I think of it. Because sometimes even I don't understand what it is, with the little tricks that they have to help you understand. Um, Going to someone, so as they can break it down for you. They can find you better plans that suit you and your family at that time. Also, making sure that that if and when you do borrow against the equity on your home, that you are able to pay that back in a timely basis. We've all heard those horror stories of people being kicked out of their homes because they're not able to pay back on loans against their houses. We don't want to be in that boat. We have to be able to know that we can afford taking out those loans and those things. Any questions from anyone? I'm always up for questions. I'm going to shift gears here for a little bit and talk about the whole cybersecurity side of being a consumer. So, way back when, horse and buggy time, they didn't have the internet. Everything you had to go to a physical location to get is pretty relatively safe. But nowadays we have online, we have Amazon, we have Shopify, we even have Facebook that we can purchase things from. Knowing where our information is going. Amazon is pretty good with their security. They have the three factors or the two-factor authentications that you have to go through. You have to enter in your information to make sure that it is you. Making sure that you have those security blocks set up for you. If you need to download a security software, that's amazing. But also making sure you get the correct one for your budget. You don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on a security that you won't use. If you don't purchase online, you might not need a high-tech thousands of dollars security. You just might need one of those low-tech securities that is still safe for you to use Google on, but you don't. You buy what you need. But also making sure that everything is password protected. Yes, some people can hack into your account, but if you have a password that's complex, that's different for each of your accounts, your information is just that much more secure. Because as previously stated, if someone does get your information, it's possible that they can hurt your credit score or just hurt your reputation in general. So you want to keep that all in mind. Don't give away any of your personal information over email or text messaging. Those are very insecure forms of communication. as it comes to like credit card, date of birth information. Make sure that you are sending those through a very secure, either through a portal or through secure mail. You also need to be careful that you're giving it to the correct parties. If a scammer calls you and says, "Hey, I need your credit card information right now because the CRA says you owe them X amount of dollars," don't buy into that. Don't give them that information. The CRA will send you an email saying, "Hey, there's something or there's something you owe us, a certain amount of money. Talk to your advisor or go to this specific, go to your online portal because there is a portal there that you can use to check any balances that you do owe to the CRA. And you can call a specific line to the CRA to see if you do owe them money. And that's usually the general rules for other businesses as well. You can call them on a specific line to check your account balance to see if there is anything wrong. And also your credit card, making sure that you have an eye out for any credit card phishing scams that are out there. The whole pre-approval for a loan, pre-approval for credit cards, those are just to get your attention. So making sure that you don't click accept on every single one that you see. So being a smart financial consumer is not just buying every product and service that you need or want. It is also knowing that you are saving your money in a secure area. Or maybe that you are giving the money away to a reputable either charity organization or things like that. If I will share this, if you want to see this in, if you'd like a copy of this, I can definitely email it to you. But it will some accounts that we can open up for our families and making sure that we are saving for the future, saving for retirements and saving for our children's futures, as well as helping our children understand finances. We have to make sure that maybe if we feel like buying a giant product, buying a phone for our kids, maybe we can set that amount of money aside for the future, because maybe your 10-year-old child doesn't need the latest iPhone, Android phone today. Maybe in the future, when they graduate off to college, if you have saved that money, you're able to get them as a graduation going away gift. Since we are on the topic of helping our children learn about finances, I'd like to show you this amazing thing that I found from CUA. It's a bank. They have this. I'll link this in my comments. They have this little booklet to help your small children understand finances more, such as setting financial goals. What are your financial goals? Oh, I want to buy a toy truck in next month. So helping them see that anything could be a financial goal. Having these little games for kids to understand what finances are will help them prepare for the future. They will understand that everything costs money. Sometimes we can pay for things now. Sometimes we have to pay for a different thing right now. Such as, maybe I want this new video game, but instead I have to buy apples and oranges so as I can be healthy instead. So hoping our um, children understand of consuming. I don't know if that makes sense. Helping them understand the importance of consuming the right things, of buying things that they truly need at that time. And if they don't need it, they can save it for the future, for when they do have enough money to buy things that they want, that it is there for them. Something that I've noticed as well as when it comes to consuming goods is giving to charities. In the video that I posted earlier this week, it talked about how money can buy you happiness, and that is through giving to other people, um, giving to charitable organizations that you know and trust can help give you that feeling of accomplishment, as well as the same feeling as if you bought something that you really wanted for yourself. Um, but also checking and making sure that that organization is who they say and is doing what they say that they are doing. Because we can't just give our money to Joe Blow, who's raising money for his education fund. You know, we have to make sure that we are giving it to an organization or a person who is going to do what they say that they're going to do with it. That's kind of everything that I planned on touching upon. As said before, if you have any questions or maybe any financial tips that you yourself have or find helpful, leave those in the comments. Yeah, I hope you all have an amazing week. And it's going to be the weekend as I'm recording this. Week, everything, life. Have a great life. But yeah, we'll be doing another video next week. I will be interviewing my business partner, Matt Jacome. So keep an eye out for that. The elusive Matt Jacome will be online with me. So it was amazing. You guys are all amazing and supportive. So we will see you later.